Greetings, Praetorians and Centaurians. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Pompeii, The Legacy. Episode 5, Building a Stone Bridge to Nowhere.
It's time to replace the old roads with proper stonework. Well-built stone roads will speed up transport, support trade, and send a clear message. Pompeii is rising.
You're right. Mud and dust no longer suit a city of this size. If you lead the research and planning, the council will back you.
I'll consult builders and surveyors, study the terrain and propose optimal routes. We'll do it properly.
It's a wise idea, but while we build roads ahead, we must keep an eye on what's behind us. I've heard whispers. Some of Sulla's loyalists are stirring near the outer estates. Let this road serve not only as a path for goods, but as a line of stability.
Okay, wants me to research stone roads. Stone roads are here, which I require, surprisingly, a bakery, efficient coal use to get stone roads. Sure, I guess. Can't have roads without bread, right? Said no one. But that's fine. We'll get stone roads researched, no problem. And I am currently building the slave quarters so that I can solve that shortage. It also might be time to turn on the grain field again.
We're running short on slave labor. Build more shelters so the city can accommodate additional workforce.
And once I get the bakery, it might make sense to actually do some baking. Ooh. Okay. So we have a granary here and a grain field there, so I'll probably put a bakery around here as well. And that is a luxury food. That's going to be our first. We'll stick the bakery in right there. As I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's a proximity bonus for the granary, bakery, and grain field, all to be adjacent to one another. I am no longer producing enough wine to keep up with demand, so I'm going to upgrade the winery. Oh, I can't, because I don't have glass. Got it. We'll have to solve that at some point. We are importing perfume, which will actually help to cover the deficit of wine. So let's go out to the governance tab and then increase the amount of perfume we buy per month to 100, up from 25, to help out with that. And then we can adjust it again when needed. For basic goods, we're all set. Pottery and furniture is fine. And then for regular food, we are producing 235 over 195, so we're fine on that there too. I'm also sitting on a whole bunch of money. Okay, efficient coal use is done, and we'll need less charcoal for the operation of things that require charcoal, like brickwork or blacksmith. The two souped-up lumber sawmills are barely keeping up with demand now. That's like how much lumber you need regularly. We're using 96 now. Instead of adjusting trade amounts, you could set limits to perfume. Less of a thing to keep an eye on? Yeah, I could do that too. I could go to the stocks, go down to perfume, and limit it to no more than like 1,000. I could also change the trade quantity in case I ever start manufacturing it to like 500, but I don't intend to trade it away. And yeah, we are now consuming it. So we're consuming 18 perfume and 18 wine because it splits the two types. And we should be making bank on the exported goods as well. So I just need to keep an eye on my marble, my tools, and my furniture to make sure that they are staying high enough that we can export those goods to Syracuse without, running out of said stuff. So if we take a look at the marble, marble's starting to dip a little bit, but that's fine. We could always upgrade our marble quarry. That's not a big deal. For tools, it's going to zigzag whenever we export, so that looks fine. And for furniture, it's going down. So furniture is one of those things that we might want to ramp back up because it seems to be on a downward trend. And done. We'll see if upgrading the Carpenter's Workshop one more tier remedies that. Gonna limit wood and coal to such things as readable limits as well to turn instead of turning it on and off. I'm not sure. So the way the limits work, set the maximum amount of this resource to be stored. Anything above this will be discarded. So, and it should be automatically halted. I haven't actually seen it halted though. That's the problem I have is like it should halt, but I'm not sure it does it correctly. So I can set the limits here if you want and just see if it halts it properly. But it's definitely one of those things like it should be double checked by you because I'm not certain it works as intended. But there, I did set them. All right, research completed for stone roads is done. So let's go ahead and lay out the stone roads. And stone roads cost lumber and stone per length. And we'll do a stone road up the spine. It's only asking us to do 100 stone roads, but we're going to go for more than that. Oh, I ran out of stone. But, yeah, there we go. We have a massive stone road
may
now.
shine on the surface, but its true spirit lives in its libraries and theatres.
We must build a place to teach, to perform, to share what we've seen. Pompeii deserves an art school and a stage in every street.
Even silence sounds different in Rome. We should bring that feeling here.
Knowledge and beauty. Two forces no wall can hold back. Let's begin the work.
Can you actually see the actual benefits of the road types? No, it says you have an increased efficiency, but I'm not sure what percentage that is. So research and build an art school and a street stage. That is in the societal tree. Art school, street stage. Getting that done. And then while we do that, as you can see, you can have dual research, one in technology, one in society. I am also going to research the warehouse finally once we have the stone to do it. I forget. It's possible that the tutorial never really tells me to do that, but it would be good to get my stocks up higher. So we're getting pretty close to our maximum. We're about 3/4 full. What buildings have I not upgraded? My depots, one of the prefectures, the wells, the shrine, the barbershop. Oh, which reminds me, is the, yeah, so let's upgrade the barbershop to cover these two homes. And let's upgrade the shrine once I have the stone to cover these homes a little bit better. I think they're already within the coverage, but might as well have a higher range of influence. I'll even sacrifice some meat as an apology for not doing that sooner. How many herbs do I have? Because, okay, we have 1,000, so let's turn this off. All right. Of the regular tech tree, we're trying to save up for the stone for that. And then after we get that, we'll do input optimization advanced, reducing input cost by 10%, and then efficient distribution, increasing the storage space for the goods that we have, which I think will be very, very helpful. We're doing really good on money, though, so I can always throw money at a problem if we have logistics problems within the city. Throwing money at it is not unreasonable. But our stocks look pretty good. Pretty solid. Nothing's getting crazy. It's nice that you can queue up research. Yes, I agree. Not only that, but you can queue up research that you don't necessarily have the resources for, and as soon as you obtain the resources, it will trigger. So there we go. We have got the art school now. So we go to education, and there's a art school. The teachers for this are patricians. And knowing that they're patricians, I probably ought to get another domus or two. Because we're going to need them. And let's put the art school... Ooh. I'm going to put it here. Opposite the forum. Because we'll just tease them clowns, right? And we'll all just use basic gravel roads for this, for now. I'm kind of tired of looking at these trees. I'm just going to cut them, like, manually. It'll be nice to have the open space. Alright, just got the street stage. So the street stage is the first entertainment object. Up until now, we haven't had active entertainment, and I'll just put this right next to the Shrine of Fortuna. And that will supply the entertainment for our non-slaves. Health is starting to deteriorate a little bit. I don't... I'm not going to get ahead of the tutorial. I think the tutorial will, like, prompt me to solve that problem, so... I'm not coming up with my own solution. Not just yet. So here's the art school. And let's spruce it up. Let's add some flowers to it. And some bushes. And maybe a statue, as if it's like a patron of the arts. I like it. Let's do a little tree behind the statue. Sweet. Alright, I just got input optimization. That's a really nice one because it reduces the amount of inputs that you require, allowing you to build up a supply much better. And then, more importantly, let's actually get a physical warehouse because the warehouses store so much compared to the other buildings. So, but a warehouse at the end of our grand stone road. And that should help with making sure that our stocks don't exceed our capacity. Because it's getting close. And, let's see. Testing that theory of mine, because we have more than 2,000 bricks. If I set bricks at 2,000 limit and trade 500, we'll see if the brick yard actually stops.
Yield nothing. If we want Pompeii to grow, we need fresh water.
With Vesuvius growing more unstable, we can't rely on springs near the mountain. We need an aqueduct fed by the river, steady, distant, and safe.
Clean water is vital, but not more than clean leadership. We build monuments and production chains while ignoring the roots of suffering.
Poetry won't carry water, brother. Disciplined structure and a well-built aqueduct will.
And who defines that order? The same Rome that glorifies conquest while its citizens beg for bread.
Rome stands because of sacrifice, not because of doubt scribbled in scrolls.
Enjoy your stone monuments, but joy built on the suffering of others is selfish, and I'm done here.
You're both too proud. Rebuilding Pompeii should be greater than proving who speaks louder.
Let him walk. He'll return when he sees that building a city requires more than ideals.
Research water supply. Build a pump and reservoir and connect the pump and reservoir with an aqueduct. All right, water supply. I remember like struggling to figure out where the hell that was. I think it's in the societal tab. Maybe. Maybe not. All right, tech. Oh, there it is. All right, so you gotta get a wooden bridge first, and then the water supply. So to answer your question, it doesn't seem like the brickwork actually turned off, despite the fact that I've told it to do exactly that, right? I'll leave it for like a month. I'll leave it to the start of August, but I don't believe that it works like that. What are the chances a rebellion's going to happen? I mean, you know, 0, because it doesn't really matter what my sons think. Like, I'm still technically in charge. So we just got a efficient distribution. When a market is next to a warehouse, the warehouse gains storage space for goods. To that end, it might actually make sense for us to build the warehouse next to the market. The problem is this is like prime real estate for buildings, which is why I didn't want to put it here. So I actually don't regret my decision of putting the warehouse up here. But with the warehouse up here, our stocks are now up to 23.5, and I can upgrade it for a lot. Upgrade it. I'm going to upgrade this one pretty cheaply for max capacity. So I won't have to worry about stocks because now we're only like less than 2/3 filled. But now it's the start of August. Proof is in the pudding. As you can see, we're still making bricks. Even though I said don't make bricks. So if I'm not mistaken, you'll have to turn things on and off manually. Like the stock limit doesn't work like that. An art school near a street stage. The street stage gains a 20-tile service range. I definitely am not taking advantage of that because my art school's down here and the street stage is up there. However, this street stage easily covers all the houses already, so it's not really an important synergy. Pretty soon we'll have more iron than we need, so I'll just turn that off for now. So iron reached nearly a 2K level. Wood is climbing to near a 2K level. We'll have to turn that off. And then marble's being exported, so I don't really need to worry, but bricks we got too many of. And then for food, we have not... Yeah, we're fine on food. So wooden bridge is the first bridge tech that you get. And you build it just like you do roads. It's in the roads tab. And you just drag it over a water and you can build a bridge. So if you wanted to have a whole bunch of bridges around, the game won't stop you. House furniture? Good question. It's holding fast at about 500. So if we take a look at the historical stocks of furniture, it's gone up and down, but like, it's fine. That last upgrade helped to stabilize it from free fall. Still working on water supply. It's a lengthy one. They start to get a lot longer as time goes on, right? You know, it started off, these were like 6 days, 8 days, so on and so forth. Now they're 40 days, 50 days, etc. Don't I need over 600 in order to sell 100 at a time? I do, yeah. So as you can see, the furniture has dipped below the does not sell point. And it's in red as a result, and throwing this warning. I could ramp it up, or alternatively, I could just remove the furniture from being sold and put something else in. So like right now, I have a bit too much wood. So let's go ahead and sell 250 wood to reduce our wood stocks. And then I can, you know, go back to furniture or build another carpenter workshop or whatever. I'm not too worried about my exports to Syracuse, though. I'm not trying to, like, max it out or anything like that. If I was trying to max that out, the boat could hold 6,000, so I could be exporting a whole lot more. So now that I have water supply, I can build a water pump and a reservoir. So into the water table tree, your water pump has to be built on the blue here, where you pump water up from the rivers. Your reservoir, however, should be somewhere like the center-ish of your town because it supplies water to your people. So I'm going to build a reservoir here. And then the water pump here. And then connect it with aqueducting. Well, we'll build that first, and then I'll connect it afterwards because it's kind of hard to see the connection points until they're actually physically built. In markets near a farm, markets input costs are reduced. Let's get that. And these researches that I'm getting are like almost 1,000 denarii a piece. So they're really expensive. So I don't know if my farm and market are close enough to one another to benefit from this tech. Hopefully. Alright, bakery. Turning you off for now. I might need to turn off the winery too. Alright, there's the reservoir. It can be upgraded for a larger clean water network, which I'll do once to cover these houses, or maybe twice. So now all these houses are covered by the reservoir. And the pump is done. And then you have to connect the pump with the reservoir, which is similar to it's similar to the road systems. So it's, you know, the same sort of concept as roads. There we go. Fortunately, it's only like stone
the
per
eastern
tile.
provinces grow restless once more. Rebellion spreads like fire, and Rome must answer. I shall lead the campaign myself.
I no longer have the body for marches or armor, Caesar. But my son does. Marcos will stand in my place with the honor and discipline I've tried to pass on.
I will not disappoint you, nor Pompeii. I'll be ready.
Good. But before the legions march, they need a stone bridge. Research and build what is required. They will also need provisions, enough to feed them on the road. Your city must provide both.
A heavy task, but also a rare honor. Begin the stone bridge research immediately. This city will leave its mark in more than trade and theater.
All right. Research and build a stone bridge. Gather bread and olive oil. I am not currently producing any olive oil. So let's get the olive grove and olive manufacture first. And then the requirements for the stone bridge, which is decoration workshops, fountains, optimize ship routes to stone bridge. So there's a lot of research need to be done. So this is a larger project. Fortunately, I do have plenty of bread for the requirement, but I don't yet have the olive oil. So the olive oil is going to be the determining factor here. I just researched output boost, so that should help with the olive oil once we get the olive oil tab. I should have canceled the civic market link. So we really don't need that, but oh well, too late. So the water pump is pretty straightforward. Just has a worker. They pump the water. The water goes along the aqueducts. I don't know if the aqueducts are supposed to have like what appears to be liquid water within them. But then it fills up the reservoir. The reservoir just has two states. It's either full or not full. It's being supplied or not supplied. So there isn't like the concept of like water levels like there is food levels or stock levels. And then everyone within the sphere of influence gains the benefit. There's a greater benefit if built with fountains in mind, which provide healthy water for the area. And as soon as I get the fountain tech, I'll get one of those. I'll put a fountain in here somewhere. Knowing that I'm about to add olive oil infrastructure to the city, it might be in my best interest to add some additional slave housing. Because I'm sure I'll have them employed pretty soon. Alright, how's our bricks? I've had that off for a while. Still 2.3k. Okay. Charcoal still over 1,000. I'm going to turn on this burner to start ramping up charcoal production again. But we don't need a whole lot of it because we're sitting at 1,000 and I'm sure it will go up. This is a lot like Caesar 3 without the invading enemies. It actually will eventually get invading enemies. It's just not a feature just yet, but it will be. This does have a military tab. It's just not in this early access version. All right, we can start making olive oil. So olive trees are a bit, or groves rather, are a bit different than the normal ones in that they are like a preset, a preset design, if you will, or they're not as flexible. Let's see, how do I want to lay this out? I'll put the olive groves here and here, because I don't want to necessarily impose artificial constraints to the layout of the other stuff that I've got going on. Yeah, no, that'll do. That'll be fine. Oh, I didn't mean oh well, I don't care. I didn't mean for this to be like high quality stone roads, but what is done is done. Get them nice roads. So I'm doing 2 olive groves. Olives, just like grapes, can be eaten as a food or processed into a luxury food in olive oil. So I was asking for bread and olive oil, and that's what we're working towards. We're just about breaking even for the food stocks. So if I want to supply, well, we're about to supply olives, never mind. I think the way the manual farms are required is that it has to be a contiguous zone. So it doesn't work if it's on opposite sides of a road. So we're starting to produce olives, and as soon as I get oil manufactured, we'll produce olive oil and build up a supply for the city. So that will be a luxury food. And I could put it here, but it has like a weird void space. I guess it's fine. This space can be just like gardens or something. Not a big deal. Now there is cold press network. When an olive oil or olive farm is next to the manufacturer gets reduced input cost. And we can research that. I don't have a lot of denarii though, so I have to be careful about when I do that. Some of the other researches that I need to do is working towards the stone bridge, so I'm going to do that first. So after we get decoration workshops, which allows you to make like kitsch for houses, it's a different like basic good. We'll get fountain, optimize ship route, and then stone bridge, because that's the requirement of researching and building a stone bridge. So the decorations... Actually, the decoration workshop is a Lux good. I take it back. And that might not be a bad Lux good to eventually make, but we're still producing more wine than anyone's consuming, so until the variety needed is 2, I don't need to really worry about Lux goods just yet. The same is true of perfume, where we have a stockpile of like 500 perfume. And there's the manufactory. And in order to speed it up, because, you know, the Emperor told me to do this, I'll upgrade the oil manufacturer to tier 2, which is the highest I can do right now. Now, the game did just say that I might want to set the olive oil to not be consumed, and I think that's smart. So we go to the stocks here. We go down to the olive oil. Let's set up its stockpile. So the limit is going to be 2,000 for imports, and then the target quantity will be 500. But importantly, I'm going to hit this consuming. So we will not consume olive oil. We'll lock it out and prevent our citizens from consuming it as a Lux food, so that we can build up a stockpile for the military mission. Yeah, I could stick storage into that void space. That's not a bad idea. Done. All right, we just got fountain. Let's incorporate a fountain. So a fountain is a water supply. And we'll stick a fountain here. And it does... I think the way this works, if I'm not mistaken, is that if the fountain is within the sphere of influence of the reservoir, it's like instantly automatically supplied. The fountains aren't very expensive, so I'll build another one. Although this looks like it's working too. Maybe they're just magic. Magical water. Sure. I'm not going to overthink it. But that should help with the health of the people around the fountain. So our health is the only statistic that has dipped below 100%. Mostly because I don't... Part of the tutorial will have us doing like apothecary and healing house stuff eventually, but I haven't been investing in that right now, so that's why the health is not as high as it could be otherwise. Okay, clay just went over 2k, so I'm going to pause it. And wood is dropped to kind of a low level. So I'm going to pause the export of it. We've been exporting it fast enough that I'm going to stop that export. I could go back to furniture because we have 1,000 of it. So yeah, I'll pivot back to furniture for now. There's a lot of other trader outs, but I'm not... The game throws a lot of money at you. It's pretty easy to make denarii, so I'm not going to worry about trying to like max out trade or anything like that. I'm mostly trading just to like balance the stocks budgets. Which... I have a little bit of wiggle room, but obviously we're filling up pretty quick. I'm going to pause the winery. We have almost 2,000 wine. Okay, optimizing ship routes. What does that actually do for me? This is a ships move 10% faster on all routes. And then the last research that we have here is the stone bridge. And then once we have the stone bridge tech up, I will be able to make a stone bridge. So the game actually wants me to physically make a stone bridge. So if we open up the mini map here, there's just like this river here. So maybe I'll make a bridge to the other side of the river, not that I really need it. Just something to build for the sake of the campaign. I'm sort of curious if that market is benefiting. I don't actually see. Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, this forum. Oh god, it's one tile too far from the market in the forum to have an adjacency bonus. I'm not going to rework it. Oh well. So, the research for the stone bridge is done. I'm going to give the artisan's touch for the synergy between the marble quarry and the decorations workshop. That leads to enhanced extraction. But let's go ahead and actually make a stone bridge. So I'll start the bridge. We have a stone road that goes here. And I'll make sure the whole thing is like proper stone road. Up from gravel. Done. Next, build a bridge. So I do find it a little strange that like the tutorial's like, build a bridge. And you're like, but why? But there we go.
The stone bridge stands firm. The resources are delivered. The Emperor's command has been fulfilled.
Good. Let him see that Pompeii doesn't hesitate.
Your father would be proud. The city already is.
While my brother trains in blades and banners, I wish to serve in a different way. The people suffer quietly. Old wounds, fevers, infections. We lack any real structure and care.
Then give them one. Not all strength is forged in iron. Some is found in compassion. If this is your path, follow it with pride.
I've studied texts from Alexandria and Pergamon. If I can begin construction of a healer's house, let my hands build where others raise walls.
You've always spoken softly, but this speaks louder than any speech. The people will remember.
That's all I ever hope for. That something I build will last, even if no statue ever carries my name.
You've already done more than enough, my son. You've given Pompeii something it didn't even know it needed.
Alright. So, wants me to build a healer house. Little tip here. The healer house that it wants me to build is here, but it relies on medicine produced by a apothecary's house. So if you don't get the apothecary's house first, your healer house won't do anything. It will complete the requirements for the tutorial, but like it won't operate. So you're going to also want to pair it with the herbalist garden and the apothecary's house, because you can't really heal people without medicine. You can just, like a RimWorld 10, right? You just spit on the wound, stick your thumb in it, and try to stop the bleeding. Sounds non-functional because it is non-functional. And we got to be a little bit tight with the denarii, because like I've been spending a lot on these like these texts that are like 1,000 a piece that aren't really providing me any bonuses, so I'll try to avoid doing those. Some of them are still worth doing that are like the efficiency bonuses for like trade network efficiency might be worth it, because it reduces the costs, the input costs. But even then I'm gonna hold off, because the cost for the apothecary is high enough, you know, 800, 900, and 1.1k. It's high enough that my money's going to be drained pretty quickly. So the annoying boy turns out to be a doctor. He's not a doctor. He's just a patron of the health. So he's also only 19. Still. See more detail of the buildings? Sure. Hey, look, it's a priestess. With her goon squad. Fortuna. What research do we got? I thought we got like a Lux fence. Yeah, luxury wooden fence. Fancy fences. It does look nice. I'll give them that. It looks very modern. I mean, who knows what kind of fences they had back then? I don't. But those fences look like dyed cedar fences that you'd see nowadays. Hey, even fancier, honestly. Thank you for tuning in to Pompeii the Legacy, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Roman citizens.